Hey. In this video, you're going to learn 4 tips on banishing bloating and increasing digestion. Now, for those of you that don't know me, I'm the organic nerd, Zach Miller, and I'm unveiling the truth behind the silent toxic soak and the benefits of living organic, chemical-free lifestyles. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the 4 tips to banishing bloating and increasing digestion. The first one is don't drink water with your meal. Now, I know that's probably gonna sound a little backwards from what we're used to, consuming beverages as we're drinking. And there's a couple reasons why you don't wanna drink water or a beverage while you're eating. And the first reason being, if you can drink water or a beverage about 15 to 30 minutes before you eat, that's gonna do one of 2 things. It's actually gonna fill you up. And number 2, you could be thirsty versus hungry. Sometimes when we're thirsty and we're hungry, a little bit of fluids will actually quench that desire and fill us up, and maybe we're not hungry. So, definitely drink 15 to 30 minutes before your meal, and that could fill you up. The main reason why you don't want to drink water while you're eating is because it's gonna dilute your acids in your stomach. It's gonna dilute the enzymes in your stomach. And your stomach's not gonna be able to really break down the food necessary. And what happens is when it dilutes all those acids, it doesn't give you the full strength of breaking down whatever you just ate. Another reason why you wanna drink water 15 to 30 minutes before you eat is it's really going to start the digestive enzymes and the acids in there really churning and really coming to attack whatever's there. So that way when you do eat 15 to 30 minutes later and you put the food into your stomach, all those acids are there, they're ready to work, they're ready to really break down the food, and that's really going to help you eliminate bloating and really get your digestive system jump started. The second one, and I've struggled with this one for years. My wife can actually attest to this. It's eating slower. Growing up, I was really active in sports, wrestling being one of those. And for all the wrestlers out there, we were cutting weight, we're eating healthy, we're not eating a lot of stuff that we really want to eat. So in the off season, it's go time. It's whatever we can get our hands on, man. We're munching down the sugary treats and the junk food and everything we couldn't have during the year. So I think over the years and maybe having 2 older brothers, just getting my food and just scarfing it down as fast as I possibly could was my style. And through that, when you're just scarfing down food as fast as you can, you're consuming air with that food. And when, air gets into your stomach, there's only 2 ways that it can really go. Either out this way or churning in there until it digests and it's going out the other end. So when you're just scarfing food down super duper fast and you're, actually eating air, they call it, that's gonna give you that bloated feeling as well. So eat slower. I actually knew a person that, unbeknownst to him, he was actually doing it the right way. He would, take a bite of food, put his fork down, cross his fingers, he'd chat for a little bit. He'd grab his fork, he'd take another bite, put his fork down, cross his fingers, he'd chat for a little bit. He ate so slow, that there were times when we were in restaurants and they'd be stacking the chairs on the tables like, hey, time to go, hurry it up. It would take him an hour to eat a meal, sometimes even 2 hours to eat a meal. And he really had it down pat. Whether he knew what he was doing or just that was his style, eating food gives your body, your stomach, your digestive tract time to really break that food down as you're eating it. Whereas if you're just scarfing it down, there's 2 problems. Number 1, you're eating air. Number 2 is you're eating so fast that your stomach can't tell your brain that you're full. So what I do, or what I used to do 9 times out of 10, is I would eat so fast and eat so much that I would be so stuffed and so full that I actually felt nauseated. So slow down, eat slower, and what happens is as you eat slower, another method you can do is you can actually chew your food more. The more you chew your food, that's going to benefit you in digestion as well. And there was a trick I used to do back in wrestling where I would just chew and chew and chew and chew and chew and chew my food for a long time. You know, one bite I would chew for 2 to 5 minutes. And what happened was, unbeknownst to me, was number one, the saliva was actually helping break down the food as well, which was really helping the digestive system. But also, when your mandible muscle gets tired, it tells your stomach it's full. So by chewing more, the saliva is going to help aid in the digestive process. And when your mandible gets tired, it actually tells your stomach that it's full before it's actually full. So eat slower. It took me years to eat slower. A joke my wife used to have was when I first met her, I actually asked her, you know, how much longer is it going to take you to finish that so we can get out of here? Because she used to eat slower. Now, you know, I've kind of gotten her back up to eating fast, and now we're trying to eat slower to help out the bloating and the digestive tract. The third one is eat less. Eating less. I'm guilty of it too. Totally guilty of it. You know, I like to get the biggest, most sturdy plate I can possibly get. Used to love going to buffets and just getting the most for my money, which is probably the worst thing you can do because buffets create that. I got to eat to get the value for my money. So, you know, eating less. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. Number one is if you have the mentality that I used to have, which my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I don't know if any of you can relate out there to that, but you know, getting a smaller plate and putting food on that smaller plate. If you have that mentality to really, you know, load the plate on with food, that smaller plate's going to give your eyes the effect of, I got a lot of food here. But realistically, it's not. Sorry about that. Looks like I froze a little bit there. So basically, that smaller plate is going to give your eyes Sorry about the technical difficulties. Hit the wrong button there too. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. Had somebody calling in. I do apologize, screen froze. We're gonna have those issues here on Facebook Live. So what I was talking about is a smaller plate. When you get a smaller plate, it's gonna give those big eyes that you have, you know, the stuff on the plate is gonna look like you filled it up. So when you go and you eat, you're actually going to be eating less. So a smaller plate. That's number one. Number two is if you eat smaller amounts throughout the day. So what I used to do back in the day, which was totally wrong, was I'd eat a big meal. I'd eat like maybe a shake in the morning and then eat a massive meal because I was so hungry. And then later on, when I was hungry again, I'd eat a massive meal again. And the problem with that is, you know, you don't give your body enough time to break down the food. See, it's much easier for your stomach and the acids and the enzymes and the digestive tract to break down smaller amounts of food along the day versus mass eating, gorging with food. So eating less is definitely a great way to de-bloat, you know, banish the bloating and really help digestion out. Just looking at my notes, don't want to miss anything out here. The fourth thing is going to be eating more vegetables. You know, I was actually watching somebody that was talking about, you know, pairing up foods and how eating meats break down slower than fruits, and how pairing foods can really create bloating and slow down your digestive tract to like snail pace. So eating more vegetables and pairing vegetables with everything is going to be much more beneficial for your digestive tract and to cut down on the bloating. So if you're going to eat meats, pair them with vegetables. If you want, let's say, fruit in your salad, don't put meats in there, because what happens is as you eat the meat digests slower and the fruits kind of sit on top, and fruits will digest faster, but since it's already digesting the meat, it's not going to digest the fruit as well, and it's going to kind of back your system up and create gas and that kind of bloated feeling. So really pairing your foods, vegetables with fruit, vegetables with starches, vegetables with meats. That's the best combination you can do when combining or comboing foods together. Now, some vegetables you're definitely going to want to add to your plate. And when I was doing some research on this topic, one of the big ones that came up was artichokes. Artichokes are highly concentrated in carnarine, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and fiber. And what that does, carnarine does, is it helps you digest fats and absorb vitamins. And it's amazing if you have irritable bowel syndrome or IBS or dyspepsia or upset stomach. Artichokes are amazing for that. And obviously the fiber is going to help move that food through your system much faster, so it doesn't create the bloating gases that other foods would definitely create. Meats are really big on bloating, so if you pair some artichokes with your meats, it's going to help cut down on the bloating, because it's going to break down and digest those fats and vitamins, and you get more nutrients from that. The second one in this fourth tip is avocados. Avocados are high in lipase, I believe that's how you pronounce it, high in fiber as well. And lipase is it's actually a digestive enzyme, and it also helps break down fats as well. So artichokes, avocados, amazing to pair up. Another one is ginger. Ginger's amazing. It actually helps increase saliva, increase bile production, as well as gastric juices. And ginger's been used for millennia as far as just benefits in digestion and banishing the bloating. One thing I did miss: artichokes. Artichokes are good for increasing bile production as well. Let's face it, bile is going to help break it all down. So ginger is also great for IBS. It's going to relax the stomach, relax the digestive process, make it more smooth, and also relax the intestines. It's also going to help empty your stomach faster. So ginger is going to help empty your stomach faster. And then the fourth one in the 4 tips to banishing bloating and increasing digestion is help stabilize digestion due to high fiber and protein. So asparagus is amazing. Yeah, it's going to make your pee a little stinky. Let's just get the elephant out of the room. But it helps move your food through the gut faster as well. It actually contains inulin, I believe that's how you pronounce it, which stimulates the growth of good bacteria in the gut. So asparagus is amazing for increasing the good bacteria, the microflora in your gut, to actually help move that food through faster, bring more nutrients out of that food. So those are the 4 tips on banishing bloating and increasing digestion. But I appreciate you joining me on this. Once again, I'm the Organic Nerd, Zach Miller. Here's to you.